New year, new season of Formula One, new editions. This is my 2026 Formula One Australian Formula 3 predictions for the season opener in Melbourne. Let's get straight into it. So, the track length is 5.278 kilometres, race distance 306.124 kilometres, 58 yards, lap record 119.813 set by Charles Leclerc in 2014. It's known for a high track evolution. Your grip includes unpredictable modifications. The turn assist modification has increased the minimum turn speed from 149 kilometers to 219 kilometers. Obviously, at the rotation Albert Park, Melbourne, Australia. 16 turns around this circuit. This weekend also matters more than usual. 2026 introduces a deeply revised rule set, new aerodynamic concepts aimed at closer racing, alongside new power unit radiations that increase the electrical contribution and mandate advanced sustainable fuels. It is the first Australian Formula 3 as the season opener in this new Cherry cycle. A state is confirmed in advance by the local organisations. The overtaking opportunities. Turn 1 widened to support more battles and multiple lines. Turn 3 has been widened to open overtaking and increase minimum speed. Turn 11 widened and just can react tighter. A press to focus significant speed change on the braking. A common two-stop template is medium hard to hard with pit windows shaped by traffic and tyre widths rather than static top lap numbers. A one-stop becomes realistic if the track surface is cool, craning is low, and teams can keep low temperatures in the window. Conditions at Melbourne. I'll read that again. Fucking the window team has put me off. A common top two-stop template tries medium. Start the medium hard with pit windows shaped by traffic and tyre kick widths rather than static gap numbers. A one-stop becomes realistic if the track surface is cool, craning is low, and teams can keep tyre temperatures in this window conditions that Melbourne can sometimes deliver. But the softer adaptation C3 to C5 compound tyre pushes the risk towards tyre life management. And I think that is it for that. The UK schedule, 6th of March, practice 1, half 1 to half 2 in the morning. This is all UK. This is all UK schedule. Same day on the Friday, practice 2, 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. Then on the Saturday, 7th of March, half 1 to half 2 in the morning. Then qualifying on the same day, 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. And the race will start at 4 a.m. Race start UK schedule. So my predictions for this Australian Formula 3 season opener. Look, it's going to be hard to predict, isn't it? Because we don't know we don't know with these new regulations at the moment who's done beat cricket, and shouldn't we be testing it? We shouldn't we be judging on testing either, if I'm being honest with you. This is what the Prix media are doing. The Prix media once again are hyping Ferrari up. Because of critters and testing. Who cares? But my predictions, I'm all for George Russell to qualify on pole because Mercedes are expected to have the quickest car this season, and I'm all for George Russell to win the race. Max Verstappen, it's between Verstappen and Leclerc to finish second. Verstappen has struggled at Australia in the past, hasn't he? He's not really been his happy hunting ground, that's it. He always tends to have engine failures, doesn't he, at Australia. He's won here before, hasn't he? Was it 2023? Or I can't remember which year he won here for Verstappen. And so yeah, I think I would expect George Russell to start the season off with a fire. Verstappen and Leclerc to battle for second, but I'm not with Verstappen because Ferrari is Ferrari at the end of the day. And they'll just mess it up with Charles Leclerc once again. And then I think Terry Antonelli will start the season well after the end of the season strongly and take that momentum into this season. I think Terry Antonelli, for me, is a quiet underdog for me for the F1 title because he's going to have the car, but all the priority will go to George Russell, obviously. But if Terry Antonelli can just be there with George Russell, whether it's like Keith Swinton second behind Russell, we all know Antonelli does end the season more strongly than George Russell. He just needs to hang on to the coattails of George Russell, and then Antonelli is quite an underrated shout for the F1 title. Then I think Hamilton will finish fifth. I still think third and fifth is still good for Ferrari, considering their past performances in the last few seasons. I do think McLaren will struggle, in my opinion. I think they'll struggle. I think McLaren are the same as Mercedes in the last variations, where I just think they put too much into trying to seal the driver's title and not prepare for the variations the following seasons. You saw what happened to Mercedes when they were battling for both titles in 2021, and they had a season off, didn't they? In 2022, they had an off season, and it always continued since then, hasn't it, from Mercedes? That is the worry from McLaren, that they're not prepared for these variations, even though they are going to have the Mercedes engine, so they will have the quickest engine. So I don't think it'll be as bad as Mercedes in 2022. I still think McLaren do have the potential to still win a few races, but it's not going to be the same dominant McLaren as last season for me. So I think they'll start off slow, McLaren, and I think Norris will finish 6th, Piastri 7th. I think Isaac Hadji will get off to a solid start for Red Bull and finish 8th. I think Perdazzi will finish 9th. Perdazzi is a consistent point scorer, isn't he? Consistent point scorer normally, especially when he has the car as well. He's going to have great reliability with that Mercedes engine and that Alpine as well. So I think Perdazzi will be down a lot of points this year, and I think he'll finish 9th. And I think Liam Lawson will finish 10th. I think this suits Liam Lawson for me. I think it's a circuit that suits Liam Lawson. And I think Liam Lawson will get the final point, in my opinion, in that race and bolts. And I think Liam Lawson does seem to suit the low grip corners, doesn't he? More than the high grip. And but yeah, they're my predictions for the season opener in Melbourne. Australia. Feel free to leave your 2026 Formula 1 Australian Grand Prix predictions down below in the comments. And I will be back for the review, which should be an interesting review, shouldn't it? I don't know what to expect this season. For me, with these new radiations, it's just, yes, see how it does, because it can do it either way with these new radiations, and obviously we're all criticising the new radiations at the moment, but we need to wait and find out, don't we? See what happens with them, see how it does. My worry is this is going to be a very young DRS train, where the driver ahead, the driver behind the first drivers has done a dead DRS, then the driver behind that driver's done a DRS, and it's just like, there's just going to be a lot of defending going on, and I also think we'll see I also think we'll see a lot of DNFs as well this season. I think we'll see a lot of DNFs where, just because everyone's going to be saving battery, aren't they? Everyone's going to be saving energy and battery, but some of them will have to do a full out, and then that will ultimately cost them. Then we're going to have plant issues once again, where we need to wait until after the race, where they investigate everyone's plants on the car. If it's at the right amount, if it isn't, then they'll be disqualified. I think we'll see a lot of disqualifications as well. You wonder why the drivers aren't happy with these new regulations. You just wonder why. But we need to find out. We need to wait and find out, don't we? Let's give these regulations a chance. Let's see what happens with them. Feel free to leave your thoughts and predictions down below in the comments. And who will win the season opener in these new regulations? Let me know down below in the comments.